Good morning. As I'm recording today on Friday, this is Biden's 100 days. No FDR, but certainly an imperial president who will indeed get what he wants. And what he wants is good for we the people. Relief, that passed. $1.9 trillion went straight through reconciliation. There is no other party for Biden to negotiate with. Trump's GOP, they're not playing nice, nor have they ever. And in order for them to try to get reelected, what are they doing? The same old stuff. Voter suppression. Only this time they're doing it on a grand scale, and they've already got 4 states that are playing along with them: Arizona, Texas, Georgia, and Florida. It's pretty sad when the only way you think you can get votes is suppress votes instead of having good policies for we the people. I don't think Biden's jobs bill is too small, nor do I see his family plan as being too small either. When interest rates are low, that's when it pays to invest in America. And we've let the world pass us by. We haven't concentrated on science. We haven't concentrated on R&D. We haven't concentrated on transportation. We're way behind the rest of the world. It's time to catch up. I know because I've been to other countries where the train systems are wonderful. And I've been to our country in Detroit where they said they could get jobs, but they have no transportation to those jobs. Finally, we're thinking transportation. And I'm thinking not airlines, but high-speed rail, light rail that's electric, just like they have in Washington, D.C., and also electric cars. Give folks the benefit so that they can purchase electric cars and trade in the old oil clunkers. Time to revitalize America. And do I think helping pre-K is good? You bet. That's what other countries do. If you're in Denmark, you can send a kid as little as 6 months to accredited daycare and not pick up that child until your workday is finished. And the cost is no more than 3% of someone's income. That's a really good deal. And I think that what we're doing is a good deal as well. We're going to educate pre-K. This way we have a chance to teach history, to teach socialization, to teach civics, and kind of have children understand what we're all about in America, why we are this great multinational culture that can indeed get along. It's a good idea, and I'm glad it's happening. Like Mitt Romney's idea, he would have given $3,600 cash to families so that they could provide for their children. We're doing tax credits, but really, it's the next 100 days that will give us the full picture of Biden's imperial presidency. When he's dispensing all that money to individuals, to states, I certainly hope he has an owner's manual, because He's dispensed a lot of cash, and the unemployed who are long-term unemployed and those in the gig economy, they're slated to get benefits too, only they have no way to access them because the states don't know how to handle this new procedure. Not right that the states cannot then hire the IT people who could put procedures in place for them and let the money flow where it belongs, giving everyone the opportunity to lift up their lives. I think giving the money to all of these sectors of the economy is the right thing to do. If Obama had done it in 2008, when he asked for massive stimulus to get the economy going, and he was whittled down, this economy would not have stagnated for 10 years. So think about it, folks. Better to put the money in when money is cheap and let people thrive. Give them equal opportunity. Give them learning. It's the only way that we will achieve what Americans can, and we can do the best we can because we know we're being treated decently, with respect, and giving the tools to make our lives better. So for me, Democrats get their act together, pass the 2 reconciliation bills, one for infrastructure, one for families. It's a win-win for the economy. Those folks who are making large salaries, $1 million, and the corporations who didn't save too many people during this pandemic, I have no sympathy for them if they pay real taxes. Why should it be the burden of a non-existent middle class? Those corporations have made trillions. And Biden was wrong. In the last couple of years, the ultra-wealthy didn't add just billions to their bottom line. They actually added $3.4 trillion. Enough to alleviate half of what Biden is asking for. There's no competition as far as I'm concerned. So the Democrats have to get their act together. And while they're getting their act together, after they pass all the bills that have the relief and the money and the new research and development contracts, the science programs, the transportation programs, it's time to think of fundamental change in this country. Democracy is something that we have to fight for. And I think more than half the country is willing to fight for democracy and will fight for democracy and will fight for good laws that regulate gun violence. I was shocked to hear that in a restaurant that I've gone to all my life, Peter Luger's, there was actually a shooting of 2 passerbys who were just sitting outside in the restaurant yesterday evening. That's a tragedy. I mean, how could that happen at a restaurant in New York City? So gun violence is everywhere, and we need to be able to understand and confiscate those guns who are in the hands of people who would indeed commit homicide and suicide. Everyone needs to be protected. And number one on my hit parade is the voting rights laws. They've got to be nationalized so that everyone has the opportunity to have a no excuse absentee ballot, who can be automatically registered, so that we alleviate the gerrymandering and the voter suppression in so many states. Being rolled out in 4, let's put a stop to it within the next 100 days. That would be my wish. And the second wish is, don't think that what is has to remain. Trump's GOP is only giving you sticks. There was an active GOP maybe 30 years ago, before they relied on lobbyists and fossil fuels. It's not there now. And the people have moved on. If you're serious about change, now's the time for a third party. It can start off as an independent, just like it was the beginning of our founding, the American Democratic and Republican Party, open to everyone. And then we got the splits. Well, Trump's GOP doesn't represent the majority of the people. And if the only way they can keep adherence is through draconian regulations, we don't need them, folks. Let's move on. Build a new party. I know it can be done. I know cultures can change. I did it in 3 separate corporations: Ford Motor Company, Pfizer, and Bankers Trust. It took me 3 years. I had a lot of help. It came from the bottom up and the top down. But we changed. And we changed for the better. We all know what we've got. We're seeing too much violence in our country. We're seeing too much voter suppression. And I think it's time that we reverse those tides of hate and went back to looking at each other as we're all brothers and sisters, because we are. When I walk in Central Park, I see many multiracial families, and they're beautiful families, and all lives should be protected. As we know with the virus, stopping it with one person is not enough. It has to be every person protected for us all to be protected. And that's what the United States is all about. We're united. We're one people under God, with liberty and justice for all. See you next week, everyone. You can bet on it. Thank you for listening. And I'm going to introduce something new. Bye now, and take care.